Okay, so this is another class of microbiology, and today we will discuss about the physiology of bacteria. Okay, so in physiology of bacteria, we will discuss about the components of bacteria and some nutrients required by bacteria to grow, and there we discuss about the growth curve, okay, different phases of growth curve, okay, and about the vitamins, okay, some bacteria require special vitamins to grow in the culture media, or we can say to increase their growth rate in the culture media, okay. So we will discuss accordingly. First of all, we know all of know about that water constituting the 80% of total bacterial cell. Okay, so the 80% of the volume of bacterial cell wall is water, and minimum nutritional requirement is essential for growth and multiplication of bacteria include source of carbon, nitrogen, hydrogen, oxygen, and some inorganic salts. Okay, so these are the minimum, okay, minimum requirement or minimum nutritional requirement, we can say, to grow or for growth, for the growth of bacteria. Okay, now bacterial vitamins. Okay, so some fastidious bacteria do not grow in the protein culture media unless certain organic compounds that are essential to those bacteria are added to the medium. Okay, so some fastidious bacteria, they do not grow in the routine culture media, so we use some vitamins, okay, or they required some vitamin to grow. Okay, and in most instances, bacterial vitamin are same as the vitamins necessary for mammalians nutrition, particularly those belonging to the vitamin B group. Okay, so most of all the vitamins are similar to required by the human beings. Okay, and they belong to the vitamin B groups. Okay, this is the chart of vitamins and their relative bacteria, okay, who required the particular vitamin to grow in a culture media. So biotin for leuconostoc species, and cyanocobalamin, we can say vitamin B12, lactobacillus species, folic acid, Enterobacter faecalis, pantothenic acid, morganella, and pyridoxine, we can say B6, lactobacillus species, niacin, or we can say nicotinic acid, Brucella abortus, and Haemophilus influenza, riboflavin, we can say vitamin B2 for the Bacillus anthracis. Now, bacterial division. Okay, so bacteria divide by the binary fission. Okay, and it divided into two parts: nuclear division and cytoplasmic division. So, and there is another term, generation time. Okay, so what is generation time? Is the time required a bacterium to give rise to two daughter cells under optimum conditions. Like if we talk about E. coli, so what is the generation time for E. coli? It is 20 minutes. If we talk about Mycobacterium tuberculosis, so the generation time for Mycobacterium tuberculosis is 20 hours, and Mycobacterium leprae, it is about 20 days. Okay, so generation time is a bacteria bacterium to rise to two daughter cells. Okay, now there is another term, total count. So indicates total number of bacteria live or dead in the specimen. Okay, this is done by counting the bacteria under microscopic counting chamber. Okay, and we talk about the viral count, so we just count the bacteria who are viral, which are viral. Counts means we count the bacteria becomes present in the specimen are lived or dead. Okay, and in the case of viable count, we just count the bacteria who is viable. Okay, in the specimen. Viable count may be obtained by a technique called as pore plate method. Okay, so we can count the bacteria by the help of pore plate. It is a type of culture method. Okay. When a bacterium inoculated into a suitable liquid culture medium and incubated, its growth follow a definite course. Okay. When bacteria count of such culture is determined at different interval and plotted in a relation to bacterial growth curve. Okay. So it is about the bacterial growth curve. Okay, this slide is related to bacterial growth curve. Okay, so basically what is the bacterial growth curve? So we can say when a bacterium is inoculated into a suitable medium, okay, and incubated, its growth follow a definite course. So when bacteria count of such culture is determined at different intervals and plotted in a relation to time, a bacterial growth curve is obtained. Okay, so now bacterial growth curve comprises of 4 phases. Okay, so there are 4 phases of bacterial growth curve. Number 1, lag phase, log phase, stationary phase, and phase of decline. So in the if we compare all the 4 phases, so bacteria divide in lag phase no, log phase yes, stationary phase yes, but in the case of decline phase there is no bacterial multiplication. Okay, so this is a chart, you can read it. Now if we talk about lag phase, okay, so period between inoculation and beginning of multiplication of bacteria. Okay, so where we inoculate the bacteria to the start of the multiplication of a particular bacteria, this phase is called lag phase. Okay, bacteria increase in size due to accumulation of enzymes and metabolites. Okay, so here bacteria just accumulate enzymes and metabolites and increase their size. Bacteria reach their maximum size at the end of lag phase. We can say this is the lag phase. So from here to here, this is a lag phase. Okay, lag phase means here we inoculate. Okay, we use the different culture method. We can say streak and other some culture method. Here to here, bacteria just take the nutrients from the culture media and increase their size. And at this point, bacteria is maximum at their size and ready to multiplication. Okay. Now from here to here, it is a log phase. Okay, so log phase means bacteria divide exponentially so that the growth curve take a shape of straight line at this stage. Okay, so bacterial multiplication is very high from here end of the lag phase and last of the log phase. So here is multiplication of bacteria is very high. Okay, so we take a shape of straight line, smaller in size. So bacteria from here to here is becomes small in size, biochemically active. So these are the active biochemically compared to from here to these another stationary phase and phase of decline, and uniformly stain. If we go with the Gram stain, so they stain uniformly. If we talk the stationary phase, so stationary phase start from the log phase and end at the phase of decline. Okay, so number of viable cells remain stationary as there is a balance between the dying cell and the newly formed cell, but the total count keeps rising. So we can say from the end of log phase, okay, some bacteria continuously multiplying, but some bacteria becomes dead. So number of alive and dead bacteria almost become in the balance, okay, but the number of bacteria is continuously increasing. Okay, now if we talk stationary phase, so in the stationary phase bacteria becomes gram variable. Okay, so from the so in this, okay, sorry, so in this phase we discuss stationary phase. So in this phase bacteria becomes gram variable. Means gram variable means if we go with the gram stream, so some gram some if and bacteria is gram positive or gram negative we can say, but when we go with the gram stream, so some bacteria showing gram positive morphology and some showing gram negative morphology. So that's why we are saying in the stationary phase bacteria becomes gram variable. More strong granules are formed. Okay, in the stationary phase more strong granules becomes formed. Sporulation occur in this phase. Okay, so spore formation becomes in this phase. Bacteria produce exotoxin, antibiotics and bacteriocins in this phase. Now if we talk about the decline phase, okay, so it is the last phase of the bacterial growth curve. Okay, so if we talk about the decline phase, bacteria stop dividing completely. So here multiplication of bacteria, or we can say from here to here and here to this red line showing bacteria becomes dead and this is showing bacteria is alive. So what happened, bacteria stop dividing completely, but in the phase of decline phase bacteria, there is no bacteria and there is no multiplication of bacteria, cell death continuously due to the exhaustion of nutrients and accumulation of toxin and production. There is no multiplication of bacteria in the decline phase, but cell death is continuous due to exhaustion of nutrients and accumulation of toxins products or toxic products, we can say. Evolution forms are seen. Okay, so evolution forms we can see in the phase of decline. Now there are several environmental factors that affect the growth of bacterial bacteria. So here we include oxygen, carbon dioxide, temperature, pH, light, osmotic effect, mechanic and sonic stresses, and moisture and desiccation. So these are some environmental factors. Some environmental factors can promote the growth and some can suppress the growth. Okay, so we'll discuss one by one. Now there is another term, obligate aerobes and facultative anaerobes, facultative aerobes. So what is the meaning of these explanation and example we mentioned? So obligate aerobes means can grow only in the presence of oxygen, and the bacteria is Pseudomonas, Mycobacterium tuberculosis, Bacillus, Brucella, and Nocardia. Facultative anaerobes, they are aerobes that can also grow anaerobically. Okay. Facultative means they can grow in the presence of oxygen and carbon dioxide both. Most of the pathogenic bacteria, example E. coli and S. aureus. Facultative aerobes, they are anaerobes. They are anaerobes that can also grow aerobically. Okay, so facultative aerobes means these bacteria are aerobic bacteria, but they can grow. They can also grow as aerobically in the presence aerobically in the presence of oxygen. Lactobacillus is example. Microphilic can grow in the presence of low oxygen tension, 5 to 10% of oxygen. Campylobacter, Helicobacter, Mycobacterium bovis. Obligate anaerobes, these bacteria can grow only in the absence of oxygen. Oxygen is lethal to these bacteria, so they grow only in the absence of oxygen and presence of CO2, carbon dioxide. And example is there Clostridium. Okay, and aerotolerant anaerobes, so they tolerate oxygen for some time but do not use it. Okay, so example is Clostridium histolyticum. Now, organisms that require high amount of carbon dioxide, 5 to 10% growth, are called capenophilic bacteria. Okay, so some bacteria require 5 to 10% of carbon dioxide for their growth. So this type of bacteria called capenophilic bacteria. Example: Brucella abortus and Streptococcus pneumoniae. Psychrophiles grow at temperature below 20 degrees centigrade. Example: most of the saprophytes. Example: Pseudomonas. Mesophiles grow within a temperature range of 25 to 40 degrees centigrade. Most of the pathogenic bacteria is mesophiles. Okay, because they grow at the 25 to 40 degrees centigrade temperature range. Thermophiles grow at a high temperature range of 55 to 80 degrees centigrade, like Geobacillus stereothermophilus. Okay, so Geobacillus stereothermophilus we use as a indicator or biological control in the some sterilization techniques. Most pathogenic bacteria grow between pH 7.2 to 7.6. Very few bacteria, example Lactobacilli, can grow at acidic pH below pH 4. Okay, and Vibrio cholera are capable of growing at alkaline pH 8.2 to 8.9. So this is the effect of pH. Bacteria, except phototropes, grow well in darkness. Okay, so this is the effect of light. They are sensitive to ultraviolet rays and other radiations in light. Photochromogenic mycobacteria produce pigment only on exposure to light. And another is bacteria. So osmotic effect is there. Bacteria are able to withstand a wide range of external osmotic variation because of the mechanical strength of the cell wall. Okay, sudden exposure to hypertonic saline may cause cell shrinkage. Okay, or we can use the term plasmolysis. Okay, exposure to distilled water may cause cell swelling and rupture. So these are the osmotic effect of bacteria. Bacterial metabolism, process by which microbe obtain the energy and nutrition like carbon for its survival and reproduction. Bacterial metabolism, there are different types of bacterial metabolism like autotroph, heterotroph, lithotroph, organotroph, chemotroph, and phototroph is there. So bacteria, these are the type of bacterial metabolism. So different types of bacteria use different method for their metabolism. Thank you.